Do you have all the love in your life that you can handle? Love of a partner, love from family and friends, or is this something that's missing and you wonder why? Today, the author of 90 Days to Love shares secrets to great self-esteem, confidence, and finding and keeping the love that you deserve. Dr. Diana Kirschner is the go-to expert on creating healthy relationships, self-esteem, and finding love. She is the author of the international bestseller, Love in 90 Days, and her website, loveinninetydays.com, is a leading source of dating and relationship advice. She has appeared on Oprah and stars in the Amazon Prime special, Love in 90 Days. Dr. Diana has helped tens of thousands of people all over the world to create greater self-esteem and more loving relationships through her global love mentoring program. I'm so excited to have Dr. Diana Kirschner on the podcast today. Welcome, Diana.
Thank you so much. I really am so happy to be with you. I just love the name of your show and the topic and your interests, and it's just fantastic. Brilliant health. I love it.
Yes, her brilliant health. Well, you got to have brilliant health to have brilliant love and relationships, right?
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
And vice versa. You have to have brilliant relationships and love in your life to have brilliant health. So it's a perfect fit. And we have so much to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to start by asking, how did you get involved with the work that you're doing now? What was your path like?
Oh, well, I was born into a family. It was an Italian kind of dysfunctional alcoholic family that only wanted boys. So when I was born, actually, I was the fifth daughter. And my father said, oh, I don't even want to see her. Another daughter, I'm not interested. Anyway, that tells you the tone of what happened to me over the course of my childhood, young adulthood. I had a lot of struggle with self-love, with self-worth, with feeling like I deserved to have anything or be healthy. And it sent me on an odyssey of trying to find out what love was. And I I got everything I could get my hands on in terms of studying and learning about it. I got a master's degree, a PhD in psychology, and I got my own real life love mentor who helped me actually understand love. That is self-love, deservedness, and that kind of empowerment. The idea that you deserve to be here and you deserve to be happy. And also love with a partner, extraordinary love with a partner, you know. And I'm thrilled to say that I have extraordinary love. I tried everything I would learn in my own lab, which is my life, and I'm married to my soulmate, and things have never been better.
That's wonderful. And it's a wonderful story. And it's so amazing how, once again, your pain became your purpose. Mm-hmm. And now look at all the people you are helping with the work you're doing because of the pain you experienced. And I think you would agree, and I know you focus on self-esteem, that love with another has to come from healthy self-esteem. So how do you help people to build self-esteem and self-love? I recently had a conversation with a patient and she said to me, I don't even know what that means. Mm-hmm. Everybody's talking about you have to love yourself and I don't even know what it means. I don't know what it looks like. So can you help everybody understand that?
Yes. Well, most people don't. Most people really don't. You have to understand that your sense of identity is like a constantly changing array of neural interactions in your brain. The idea of I, me, or mine is not a steady, static kind of neural net in the brain. It actually is a whole sequence of connections that happen. And unfortunately, a lot of those connections are shaped by early experiences and these traumas where people have left us. And they form what I call the disappointing self-identity, there's something wrong with me. I'm damaged goods. These are all the opposite of self-love. I can't have love. I don't deserve love. I don't deserve health or happiness. And so there's this disappointing self-identity that forms. Now, this is the seat of where we get a lot of this negative self-talk. We talk to ourselves the way we would never talk to a person we love. We would never say, you're so fat, you're so ugly, you're so old, you're over the hill. But that's what we do. That's what we do. And it's the opposite of self-love, the opposite of self-love. And that's why so many people don't know what self-love is all about. But on the other hand, because there is no firm neural net representing you, you can actually go ahead and change that area, help that area grow into an identity, and I call this your diamond self-identity, that is actually appreciative of you, that actually appreciates you. Let's start with that. That appreciates you and validates you and really helps you be the best you can be. And each one of us is very, very different. Each one of us is like a snowflake. But there is a way to access this beautiful diamond self-identity. And this is so powerful. This is when people begin to learn what self-love is.
I love it. So the diamond self-identity, can you talk a little bit more about that? I know you have a process that you do with people, and tell us more.
Okay, yes. Now the diamond self-identity builds on your unique gifts and your unique qualities. Each of us has these things. If you think back to before you were wounded, before you were hurt as a child, or you felt abandoned or less than, think about yourself. You were running around, you were feeling at home, perhaps you were, really kind of funny and the life of the party there, or you were somebody who was very thoughtful and deep, or you were cooking on your Fisher Price little stove, you were creating things.
The what was it? The Easy Bake Oven. I had that.
The Easy Bake Oven, everybody had it. So there is a nexus of a group of wonderful qualities that you have naturally. Your humor. Maybe it's your caring. Maybe you were 3 years old and you were rescuing little animals out there in the park, a bird that fell out of a nest. Each one of us has these unique, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful qualities. Wonderful. So the diamond self starts with you remembering all these fantastic gifts that you have, these qualities that you have that are adorable, that are darling, that are wonderful, right? And then here's the really fun part. You get to kind of envision who you would like to be, right? Who you would like to be. And you get to give yourself your own name. We grow up in families where other people have given us names. But you can give yourself your own name. You can give yourself a diamond self name. And I am telling you, it is amazing. It is amazing and profound when you give yourself a diamond self name, because it changes everything. It really changes everything. It changes your health. It changes your, emotional well-being. It changes your spiritual well-being. It changes your success. And it also changes your ability to be in a great love relationship.
Can you give me an example about changing your name to a diamond self name?
Yeah, I'll tell you about me.
Okay.
I have a PBS special. I was chosen to do a PBS special, and the kind of family I grew up in, where I was told I was stupid and et cetera, not wanted, et cetera, et cetera. And so when it came time to go into the room for the rehearsal, and I was at the stage for the first time, and they told me, okay, here's what you got to do. You got to watch a teleprompter, act totally normal, make jokes, be totally relaxed, deliver the payoff line into the face camera, make sure you watch the clock, and make sure you make eye contact with every member of the audience. And stay within your line.
Oh my gosh.
And so these ladies to me, they say, and by the way, the whole show rests on you. I'm like, because I didn't have training I like that. I had a PhD in psychology. I didn't have training in terms of giving, a theatrical presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So I freaked out, of course, because my disappointing self-identity was saying, you can't do this. There's no way. And so I asked one of my love mentor coaches. I have these amazing love mentor coaches that work under my supervision, but I reversed roles and I said, I need you. And she worked with me in the green room. She worked with me in the green room for 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And during those 3 hours, I worked on creating a diamond self-identity and a diamond self-name. And I worked on getting rid of every single one of these doubts and these fears that I had, that I could not do it. And the name that I gave myself was the Radiant Beacon of Loving Guidance.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, the Radiant Beacon of Loving Guidance. And I discreated the whole idea that I can't do this, it's impossible, it's going to be a bust, it's going to be horrible. And I went out there when the time came, and the Radiant Beacon of Loving Guidance did it perfectly.
She's amazing.
Yes, you can actually see this. It's now an Amazon Prime special. You can take a look at it. It's called Love in 90 Days. And if you have Prime, it's free. And it's streaming. So 3 women just sitting in the studio audience alone got married from that lecture.
Wow.
Yeah, including one of them who was the pledge lady who was going to ask for money to be sent to PBS. And she said, I'm in my mid-50s. I've never been married. I want to try your product. And we had her with her great soulmate within 60 days.
Amazing. I love that story. And really, it's kind of taking your highest ideal of who you are meant to be, but giving a label to it so that you can then energetically step into the truth of who you are. So I love that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is my most beloved work. It is this is also our most popular work. My team has given tens of thousands of free sessions actually to women all around the world, mainly women. And it is the #1 exercise that the women love to do because it goes right to your heart and it helps you create whatever it is you want in your life, including health. So
it sounds wonderful. Mm-hmm. And the next question I would ask you would be 90 days to love. Why do we need help finding love and finding our partner? Why doesn't it naturally happen?
Well, let me tell you, it has never been more complicated. It's never been more fruitful and never been, in a sense, more optimistic in terms of your chances of finding love, but it's never been more complicated. We have apps, we have sites, we have activities, we have confusion about who's supposed to be doing what. We have men ghosting you. We have, you name it. We have so much going on. And you really need help. You need a roadmap of how to actually find super great love. But the amazing thing, the totally optimistic, wonderful news is that now there are 1 in 3 marriages now happens through a digital meeting. Mm-hmm. And those marriages are actually happier and they last longer. So it's really, really good. It's really
something to be said for online access, the internet dating, right. Some benefits there. Right. And what about are there any drawbacks to those types of ways of meeting people?
Well, you can get horribly burnt out if you don't know what you're doing. Horribly, because it's a numbers game and people are disappearing all the time. They're disappearing all the time. And if you take it personally, you get very burnt out and miserable. You have to know how to actually use this time to find a great person. And, what's important is to date 3 people at the same time casually with no sex. And of course, people say, I can't even find one good guy to date, but we can get into that. But you date 3 people casually at the same time, and no sex, a little kissing, a little canoodling. And why do you do that? Because it is a crazy system where they're disappearing all the time, and you don't want to be hurt, right? You want to take your time and see who you're dealing with. These people are not coming from your network of family friends. You don't know them. They don't come from church. You don't know them. You want to take your time. And if you do that, you can wind up with an amazing partner.
So in terms of, isn't that called circular dating? I think I heard somebody refer to it as that, circular dating.
It could be called circular dating. I mean, that's not a term I particularly use. I call it the dating program of 3, but
Okay.
it's something that's very powerful to do. It's very powerful. And you have to come from saying, hey, people can compete with me. I'm great.
Yeah, it's, I was telling Dr. Diana before the podcast started that I'm her ideal client. I've been divorced 7 years and certainly open and available to having a long-term partner. And so I've tried various methods of manifesting love in my life. Still working on the right one coming. But I've sampled a lot of these things. And so the questions that I have for you are very real. And it does seem like there are a plethora of people and nothing really about them.
Exactly.
Other than what they say in their profile. So how does someone protect themselves when they're doing online dating?
Okay, well, first of all, if anybody is going to be on your dance card, wait, let's even back up. I don't even want you to start with an actual date with people. I want you to have a coffee date in a public place, because your idea is to rule people out, because this is a numbers game. You want to rule them out. Not that one, not this one, not that one, not this one. Now, when you're in that mode, you don't get burnt out, because it's a numbers game, and you're just going to, no. Oh, this one's good. So, he could be on the dance card 3, and then go back. No. Oh, this one. So you start with coffee dates, you're ruling them out. If someone makes that cut, you're going to start researching them. You're going to look them up on LinkedIn. You're going to look them up. You're going to Google them. You want to find out what the heck is going on. You want to see if there's any duplicity. There are also romance scams, so you want to make sure, if it sounds too good to be true, that this guy is not some kind of romance scam artist, and I talk about it in my book, How to Tell There's Signs of Romance Scams. This is Love in 90 Days, which has pretty much a lot of the detail that you need to rule out these kinds of people. And so you want to be smart, heads up. And you don't want to waste time. You don't want to waste your precious time.
So I guess the romance scams are kind of like when you go on Craigslist and you see this amazing Spanish villa architecture house and it's renting for $850 a month, and that's impossible.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, so it's like that.
I mean, the romance scam guy is like, I have a master's degree. I'm working I run the gem mining facility, and I'd love to bring you a perfect diamond.
Okay.
But usually the scammers are out of town. They have a sob story. There's a reason they can't meet you. They're signs. They're signs.
Okay, but send me your credit card information so I
can... when they get there, you know that you got to cut anybody who says something like that.
Okay. Now, what about this issue of creating new friendships as you get older? So having love of friends, not necessarily a romantic partner. That's something that I have found, and I have friends who have said the same thing, that finding new close friends is sometimes more challenging as you get older. How do you advise people on that?
Well, it's definitely more challenging as you get older, but it's also more important. Research
Mhm.
shows that single women who have great friendships are just about as happy as women who are in love relationships that are working. Isn't that interesting?
That's very
Very,
interesting.
yeah, very important. So, um, you want to really look around, and the best way to do that is to join activities that interest you. In fact, going to activities that interest you that have both men and women in them are fantastic, because you can meet great guys who have your interest, you share your interests, and women
Hmm.
too. So let's say, you want to go hiking, biking, or you're into boats or golf, or, so a lot of these are skewed toward the men, which is great too. I call these fantastic activities, which are activities that you like that have lots of men in them. Or AI, artificial intelligence,
Hmm.
investing. You can meet men and women who share your interests, or spiritual matters. Now in spiritual matters, there are fewer men generally, but there you can meet great girlfriends.
Hmm.
And I'm
Or
also,
salsa. I'm a salsa dancer, and so I meet lots of men and women at salsa, and we all
yes,
have that in common.
yes.
So, yeah. And it's interesting though, how do you think that the online community, Facebook, things like that, has changed the way we interact?
Well, as usual, there's a lot of weird digital viewing that's not real interacting, watching the person's Facebook page, watching the friends interact with them, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, potential for jealousy, that kind of thing. The upside is that we have had in our Love Mentor coaching program, people reconnect with all, long lost loves on
Mm.
Facebook. They're now both divorced and they get together. It was a childhood sweetheart, and they rekindle, and it's unbelievable. So, I mean, Facebook can be a two-edged sword.
Yes, right. And so sometimes my observation is that people are a lot of times very active on there, but then you go out and where are they? They're at home on Facebook. So
Yeah.
it's very interesting, that change. So let's talk a little bit more about the building of self-esteem and confidence, because it really is, if I'm hearing you correctly, the foundation
Yes.
on which friendships are built, love relationships, and that's been my experience as well. So can a coach really help to improve someone's self-esteem and confidence?
Oh, a coach can incredibly help. I mean, I just told you the story of me with my PBS show.
Hmm.
Um, a coach can be exponentially helpful, but the thing is that there are different types of coaches, and there's no regulation about dating coaches. So you have people who will actually put out a book or have a website, and they say, I'm a dating coach, and because I managed to get married. I'm not making this up. Not making this up. And I can help you too. um, or you have also very handsome men on YouTube who are very handsome, and they say, I'm a dating coach, blah, blah, blah. And the women are half in love with him, and he's giving them tips. So, needs to say, these people are less knowledgeable than someone who actually has studied the research about what makes self-love happen, the research about what makes love last, and also people who have a lot of clinical experience handling all different types of issues and problems in finding love, right?
Hmm.
And it's unfortunate. It's sad to me that many people cannot tell the difference. If they see a pretty hype about somebody, they go to them, and that person will disappoint them because they don't know how to help their situation. They only know their way of how they managed to get married. But if you can find a dating coach who has a great deal of information that's based on research about what really works, research about men, research about women who happen to be in your, socioeconomic class and your situation, and also a great deal of clinical experience, a dating coach is like unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, it's like having a real life fairy godmother and a real life wingman all in one.
And so my question would be, do they go to dating coach school? I mean,
well, I mean, my group, I have a group of dating coaches who are my love mentor coaches, and they've spent many, many years coaching people. They have various types of backgrounds. Some of them are therapists, and they've helped singles working as therapists. Others actually have worked as matchmakers for many years, and they try to counsel and coach their clients. And then they're all handpicked and trained intensively by me, right? Intensively. They have to pass a written test and an oral test. And then if they join my group, actually what happens is that they're in ongoing supervision with me. There's both group and individual. So it's a whole team focusing. Not only is it an informed coach that you get, but there's a team that's focused on your situation so that if anything difficult comes up, and sometimes it does, the entire team weighs in.
So it really is love coach school.
Yes, well, yes. No, it's people in my group have really, it's a love coach graduate school and beyond.
Yeah, right. They get a PhD in love coaching. And so what are some techniques or tools that you might use with somebody who, say, is suffering with a confidence issue or self-esteem? Any that you want to share?
Yes, I want to go over one of the most basic diamond self exercises, and I'd love if you would do it with me, and everyone would do it with me, because you can have it right now. You can have it right now, and all these benefits. So great, awesome. Okay, so I'd like you to close your eyes.
Okay.
And remember a time when you felt good about yourself, when you felt at home in the world, lovable, loved. It may have been when you were very little, or it may be when you're a little bit older, but you felt very, very good. You felt good at that time. If you have trouble accessing this, imagine being a celebrity who seems to feel good and at home in her skin. You got it? Good. Now, imagine you're looking through your own eyes and you're seeing a scene. You're seeing a scene from that time, and it's a wonderful scene. And you see the colors of that scene. Good. You hear the sounds of the scene. Wonderful. Maybe some music. And you feel the feelings of the scene. Good. Okay. Good. Now make it 5 times better. Yes. Okay, now this is your diamond self-identity. And I want you to think through nicknames for your diamond self-identity. I'm going to say some names to give you ideas. Vivacious Vixen, Saucy Minx, Beloved Mighty Isis, Chosen Beloved Goddess of Love and Light, Healing Prism of Perfect Health, Amazing Grace, Chosen One. You have it?
I have a few coming through. Let me see if I can narrow it down.
Take your time, everybody. Wonder Woman of Health and Vitality.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Okay, what is it?
I got Roxanne, bringer of love and light.
Oh, Roxanne, bringer of love and light. I love
Or
it.
bearer of love and light.
Ooh, bearer of love and light. Roxanne, bearer of love and light. That is beautiful. That is
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay, now you guys, I want you to take that diamond self-identity and in your mind, make it the size of a little grenade, put it to the side, and I want you to access a time you felt bad about yourself. You may feel less than, like you don't deserve love. You may have felt rejected or like a failure. You may have felt betrayed or alone, undeserving. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now I want you to take that grenade in your mind, throw it into the center of the disappointing self. This is the disappointing self. I'm going to take that grenade and throw it into the center of the disappointing self and blow it to smithereens.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now do it 5 more times, very fast, very fast.
3, 4, 5.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now it's a little harder to get a feel for that disappointing self-identity.
It's gone.
Yeah. Now, for those of you at home, it may take a little bit more to get rid of that, and in which case you can do 20 times. You can take that grenade and blow it up 20 times till it dissipates into nothingness, right? This is a big part of the exercise I did to do my PBS show, right? I blew up all the things that said I couldn't do it. And then I was left with my my loving, my radiant beacon of love and guidance, which was my diamond self name. So this is a very precious, powerful tape and lesson for you. So I would say listen to it again, save it, listen to it again. You can always add to your diamond self name too, which is really cool. So if someone really hurts you, you can add the word triumphant or resilient, triumphant goddess of health, love, and wisdom. Resilient. Also health, brilliantly healthy, right?
Right.
Brilliantly healthy.
And
Healthy.
what this reminds me of, Diana, is, we talk a lot about the shadow. Carl Jung talks about shadow work and the kind of negative aspects of our personality that are covering up who we truly are, and that part of becoming your authentic self, who is automatically loving, has self-confidence and self-esteem, is to do this shadow work and kind of shed that. And that's the part of you that's afraid at the PBS special, or doesn't have the confidence. And then really bringing in this alter ego reminds me of what they call the golden shadow, where those are all the wonderful things about you that maybe you don't acknowledge and maybe you're not in touch with, but you're making a conscious effort to get in touch with those. But I love that you're giving an exercise where you're consciously addressing these parts of yourself, and with an energetic modality of, you're taking this grenade energetically and exploding that, and you're replacing it with this golden shadow. So I really love that exercise. Thank you for sharing it.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's just thrills me. It sends me every time I'm able to share this exercise. And for you guys who just kind of listened, instead of doing it, please do it. Please just rewind the tape and please do it.
Yeah, and if you're driving, of course, you probably didn't close your eyes, I hope. So do it when you get home. You can come back to it and listen to it. Mm-hmm. And I did want to ask you, in terms of the Love in 90 Days, what role does the law of attraction play with this? You hear so much about that. So what role does that play?
Well, in Love in 90 Days, in our program, we basically try to organize and pull on every single thing that's in favor of this new vision of self-love and love of the partner. And so we do what we call a love intention.
Hmm.
And the love intention is a very detailed affirmation in present tense that calls in, kind of gives information to the universe about what you're up to creating. So we create the love intention, I meet and marry a man who takes me on adventures of the heart and soul as we are both of service to the world, or something. I mean, so it's very detailed. It's pretty detailed, and it's coming from the bliss, coming from the bliss of your heart, the happiness that is drawing you, this bliss that's drawing you. When you come from the bliss that is drawing you, the entire universe conspires to help you. I do believe that. And in particular, if you work with an affirmation like that in the present tense, and you're in a state of gratitude, like it is done, thank you, it is done, oh my God, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
It activates the universe to help that happen for you, It really does.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that you've shared. How can people find out more about you? I know you have a gift that you want to share with everyone. That's amazing. So please tell everyone about that.
Well, it touches my heart that I can offer a free session to you guys by phone or Skype to your viewers and listeners. A free session, 40 minutes, with one of my expert love mentor coaches. And the people, as I use them if I need help. They're extraordinary, and you can have a free session. And all you need to do is to go to lovein90days.com, click on the coaching tab, fill out the form. But here's the important part. You have to say Dr. D sent me, or should they say Kyrin sent me? Or
yeah, Dr. Kyrin sent me.
Dr. Kyrin sent me. So just go right to the coaching tab at lovein90days.com. That's lovein90days.com. Click on it, fill out the form, and say Kyrin sent me. That way I can make sure you get your session, because sometimes you get too many requests for sessions and we absolutely have to turn people away. But if you put Kyrin sent me, you will be able to have your session. I can guarantee it. And I guess you'll have the link underneath.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the show notes, and they can find out more about you on your website, and we'll put the link in the show notes. We'll put the link to the coaching, and then you've shared a lot of information. I would love it if you could just distill it down into the top 3 take action tips, maybe for anyone struggling with self-esteem and confidence, struggling with finding a love relationship, or struggling to create or maintain a network of friends. What would be your top 3 take action tips?
Okay, number 1, no matter how bad you're feeling or what's happening, I want you to actually do the exercise on this video.
Okay.
That's number 1. Number 2, to make it really stick, I'd like you to go shopping and dress the part of the glorious, beloved goddess, or whatever your name is. You'll buy different clothes, and you can buy some little inexpensive jewelry that reminds you of it. And number 3, I want you to actually write down your new identity, my loves, okay? So I am the enchanted, beloved, chosen genius. Ooh, I like that one.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to work on mine. I love that.
Right? I am. And then you put it right there. You put it near your computer, you put it in your closet, you put it on your refrigerator, you put it in the drawer where when you're working at your computer, you pull up the drawer and says, ooh, I am the enchanted. Wonderful, genius. You want to put it all around you, and definitely take advantage of this free session. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, we've had women who are like, after one session, they know how to talk to their non-committal boyfriend, so he actually ups the ante and proposes after one session. I mean, you should definitely take advantage of that.
And I'm just thinking everybody listening should do that, because probably what's the value of that? It's probably very expensive to have.
It is. It's $200.
Okay, so When's the last time someone gave you $200 if you're listening? So it sounds like something people should take advantage of. And you've shared so many wonderful information. I do think that having love of self, love of friends, love of a partner, love in your life is so key to creating and maintaining brilliant health for women. And the name of the podcast is Her Brilliant Health. I'd love it if you could share with everyone what that means to you.
Well, her brilliant health is blissful well-being on both the emotional, on the mental, on the physical, on the spiritual level, and on the relationship level. Blissful well-being.
That is my favorite definition anyone has ever given. I love that.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. I think it's absolutely beautiful and it really sums it up. Thank you so much for joining me today, Dr. Diana. And everybody listening, please go to her website and get some more information. Many blessings to you.
Lots of love. Thanks.